Namaste. My name is Vikram Vij, and I'm a chef. And I'm here to talk to you about food, family, and friends. But first, let's talk a little bit about food and porn. Or as they call it on Instagram, #foodporn. Now, why am I here to talk to you about food and porn? Because it bothers me to no end to see this social media addiction is destroying a beautiful relationship between food, friends, and family. This, my friends, is a weapon of mass distraction. It's coming in the way of our friendships. One text, one tweet, one selfie at a time. Texting and tasting is a toxic pairing. When Indians greet each other, they say, Namaste. Meaning, I honor you, you honor me. Our entire universe is right here. Thank you. Imagine how deeply connected we would be with our family and friends if we practice the meaning of Namaste every day of our lives. Just the way we are right now. I honor all of you, you are honoring me, and our entire universe is right here. Here's a typical scene that happens at my restaurants. A lovely couple comes and sits down, and I approach them with my menus, and I go up and say, good evening, welcome to Vij's. Can I offer you a glass of wine or beer to start you off with? And guess what he does? Guess what the dude does? He pulls out his cell phone and takes a photograph of the menu. Like, the pictures of the food are on the menu. He's taking a picture of a picture. Something is wrong with that picture. And what is she doing? She is so upset. She has a long face. It's longer than my menu. Do you know anybody who takes their phone to bed? Do you know anybody who takes their phone to the toilet? Do you know anybody who takes their phone and would simply die if their phone died? Okay, just blink if that person is sitting next to you. And if that person is you, let me tell you something. The reason why this is called a cell phone is because it's put you in a cell. It's put you in a prison. And honestly, posting on social media, thank you. And posting on social media while you're socializing is like the most anti-social thing you can do. Like imagine, you go home from work, you're tired, you need a little bit of love, you need a little bit of attention, you open the door of your apartment, and even your bloody dog ignores you. Look, don't do this right now. But if you search the word hashtag social media addiction, you will get 1,111 hits. How is that possible? There are more than 1,000 social media addicts in this auditorium. Admit it, folks. Admitting to your crime is the first road to recovery. I think they teach that to you in a program and on the first day called Alcoholics. I'll keep the last name anonymous. Do you know why the chicken crossed the road? Why did the chicken cross the road in a hurry? Because it was tired of being photographed in a curry. Social media addiction is not a victimless crime. The first victim is you. Because once you're hooked, you're cooked, you're toast. You actually think that every waking moment of your day is a photo op. You don't even own the phone. The phone owns you. For me, music is the food of love. And love of food is love of life. And I learned that at a very young age from my mother and my grandmother. When we went to the bazaars of India and we walked through the aisles, we would look at this beautiful produce of onions and ginger and garlic, and my mom would pick up these beautiful tomatoes. She would look at them, she would marvel at them, she would smell them. She treated them like as if they were like pure diamonds. She would come home and make this absolutely delicious and absolutely flavorful tomato curry. And she made it with so much attention and love that the dishes tasted lovely. I was around 10 years old, and I was coming back from a trip with my father. We were sitting in this rickety old bus. This was in war-torn Kashmir, so the buses were not fancy. And I'm sitting in this rickety old bus, and honestly, the bus was so crowded. There were people who were fishermen, and there were people who were farmers on the bus. And the bus was so crowded, you could barely breathe. I mean, the body odor plus the beautiful fumes of the buses were just like, wow. But I couldn't keep my eyes off this older gentleman that was sitting on my right-hand side. And on his lap was this rusty old cage. In that cage were approximately like 50 live chickens. And they could barely breathe. I felt so bad for them. I looked at my father and said, "Papa, can I please buy one of those chickens?" "Vikram, this is a bus, not a bazaar. I will buy you a chicken from the bazaar, and what are you going to do with this live chicken?" "Papa, I just want to put that chicken out of its misery. Let me please buy it." "No." To my surprise, with that typical Indian haggling, my father buys me this beautiful chicken. And I get this beautiful white chicken, I put it on my lap, I stroke it, I love it, I'm coming home, and I bring it home. It felt so good that I had saved its life. from its misery. Now, since you asked, we did have a delicious chicken curry for dinner that night. But we had it with gratitude and love. When my mom brought that pot of chicken curry in front of all of us in the family, and we lifted it up, the aromas of the chicken bones and the spices were just absolutely delicious and heavenly. And no, I do not regret not taking a photograph of that moment. That moment has been embedded in my head. That photograph has been embedded in my head, in my heart. That photograph and that moment has lasted me a lifetime. Think about it. They die so we can live. It doesn't get any more holistic than that. Think about it. Of course, I acknowledge the fact that social media plays a huge role in our restaurants. When people take a little selfie, when they take a little, they write a review about you, people become raving fans. They even want to take selfies with me. But what I'm saying is that this social media addiction is ruining the real essence and soul of dining together with your family and your friends. Look, I'm not your dad. Well, at least I hope I'm not. But I can only do my small part. Next time you go to a restaurant, keep your phone either in the car or at home. And the first time you do it, it's going to be so scary. It'll be like, oh my God. But trust me, the World War won't break out. Your friends in cyberspace will still love you. The world is not going to end. But the people that you're dining with and having fun and having a great conversation and you're giving them attention will absolutely love you. Show your gratitude to the plants and the animals that have sacrificed themselves for you. Show your gratitude towards the person that has cooked that delicious meal for you. When that beautiful piece of naan bread comes in front of you, take a bite of it. Dip it in that sauce. Taste it. Look at the person that's sitting opposite you and say, bon appetit. We needed a law to tell us that texting and driving is unacceptable. We needed a law to tell us that smoking is unacceptable in public spaces. Let's just make a collective effort and a conscious decision to live in the moment. And do not allow anybody to take photographs while they're dining with their family and friends. Let's outsmart this smartphone, shall we? Namaste. Bon appetit.